Greetings gamers! We have a shit ton of information on Watch Dogs 2. Plus, I also got the opportunity to see this a couple of weeks back when we went to EB Expo. So guys, we're going to break it down after the intro. We're going to talk about it being delayed. We're going to give you the release dates for it. We're also going to go through and also let you know the minimum and required specs, or the recommended specs. And I'll also give you my impressions on what we saw. So stay tuned. Watch Dogs 2 full breakdown after this intro. So guys, we got a shit ton of information on Watch Dogs 2, so let's just jump straight into it. First things first, bad news. Yes, it has been delayed. You might have heard the rumours. It has been delayed on PC only. So if you're on Xbox or PlayStation, you will not have a problem. You still will be able to pick yours up on the 15th of November. The PC has been delayed until the 29th of November, which is about an extra 2 weeks, which isn't too bad. Obviously it's a little bit sucky for the PC guys, considering they have just recently been screwed over by another game where they're not even going to get a port. I will make a video on that later. But guys, yeah, it kind of sucks a bit for the PC gamers, but they have come out and said why. The reason is that Ubisoft announced a delay and citing they need extra polish. Now, they've also come out and said Watch Dogs 2 features a multitude of PC-specific improvements, Ubisoft said, including full 4K support with ultra textures and ultra detailed options and uncapped FPS, along with a host of other features and options required by our community, or requested by our community. So guys, the delay itself just seems like it's them basically just putting an extra bit of spit and polish on the PC version, just making it look as fabulous as they possibly can. And look, that's not such a bad thing. It is an extra 2 weeks. Yes, it's not too long, but you are going to get a version of the game that is far superior than Xbox One or PlayStation. So it's kind of a, yeah, let me know what you think in the comment section below. Do you think that's a good thing or a bad thing? Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Now, they've also gone through, guys, and released the A, minimum specifications, and B, recommended specifications. So let's just go through. We'll talk about the minimum first. OS support 64-bit only. It's Windows 7 Service Pack 1, Windows 8.1, or Windows 10. Now, your processor needs to be an Intel Core i5-2400S at 2.5 gig and an AMD FX 6120 at 3.5 gigahertz. Your RAM, you need at least 6 gigahertz for RAM. Your video card needs to be at least a Nevada GeForce GTX 660 with 2 gig. Or an AMD Radeon HD 7870 at 2 gig or better. Your hard drive space, guys, you're going to need a whopping 50 gig hard drive space at least. Your peripherals, you're going to need a Windows compatible keyboard and mouse, Windows, Xbox controller, DualShock controller. I presume those are obviously optional, or if you're playing it on PC, Xbox or PlayStation. Your multiplayer, you need 256 kilobit faster broadband connection. Now, for the recommended, guys, Windows supported OS 64-bit version only, Windows Service Pack 1 or Windows 8.1 or Windows 10, which is obviously the same. Your Intel Core processor needs to be at least an i5-3470 at 3.2 gigahertz or an AMD FX 8120 at 3.9 gigahertz. Your RAM, you're going to need at least, or recommended at least 8 gig of RAM. Your video card will need to be a Nevada GeForce GTX 780 with 3 gig, or Nevada GeForce GTX 970 at 4 gig, or Nevada GeForce GTX 1060 at 3 gig or better. AMD Radeon needs to be a R9 290 4 gig or better. Your hard drive space is still going to be 50 gig. Your Windows peripheral keyboard, obviously a mouse, Xbox One controller and DualShock controller, which is, I presume, as I said before, for the Xbox One and PlayStation. And your multiplayer, you need at least a 256 kilobit or faster broadband connection. Apart from that, guys, that's basically what they've got through the for the general recommended and minimum specifications. Now, they have gone through also and put out a video, or they have gone through and put out a release regarding additional features. I will put a link in the description below for that. So obviously, please go and check that out if you're interested. Now, apart from that, guys, my opinions on the games, I did manage to get to actually see this at EB Expo. I saw the Ubisoft press announce, and I did get them to actually see them playing it. They wouldn't let us actually get our hands on it. It was a demo that they were showing us. It wasn't on Rails, but it was obviously them playing it. And guys, I must admit, it did look frigging awesome. It was really, really good. And I actually got to saw the demonstration twice. One with obviously where they because you got options in the game where you can go through and you can try and you can call for backup if it's like a police department, call in like a SWAT team, or you can go through and call through like a drive-by. I did manage to actually shout out enough to get them to actually switch between the two, so it wasn't on Rails. I can prove that. But guys, yeah, it looks really, really good. It was really, really, very visually, very, very impressive. And the gameplay does look really sweet. I am still a little bit worried that it's going to die out fast like the original Watch Dogs. Yes, there are more features in it now than there was in the past. But I'm still not quite sure if it's going to be enough to keep us playing it for a long time. It might be a sort of thing where people play for about a month straight and then put it down. But guys, look, let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Are you keen for Watch Dogs 2? I love it because it's hackers, so you know, hey, I'm all for that. So I'd love to get my hands on it. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Apart from that, guys, if this video has been helpful, please smack a like on it. If you're new to the channel, welcome and subscribe. Apart from that, gamers, I'll see you playing games. Have a great day and enjoy.